Everyone's got a friggin' idea, but if you don't do anything about it, you're just daydreaming. Thinkers need to do and doers need to think. Simple as that. The biggest thing that holds people back from doing their idea is fear. It's simple as looking like a dick to other people, getting it wrong. And the antidote for overthinking your idea is actually not looking at the whole outcome, but looking at the first steps. Look at the messy action you gotta take. I'm in Wollongong, what the hell? Oh well, I'm in Wollongong because we're creating the world's first anti-bullying verbal self-defense app that is AI powered. So we're working with my partners Davika, who have built incredible apps for banks, games that have ranked #1 on apps. So that's why we're here, gonna workshops and stuff, do some promo stuff with them, and I'm gonna catch up with a mate of mine who's just opened up a 4th store, I think, in Wollongong, which I'm really proud of. He's a coaching client of mine. I want you to come along to see what goes into making an idea come to life. Let's go.
Hi Matt, good thanks, how you going?
Good, I'm just out the front actually. I've got to park at the front. It's nice to see in the flesh.
Yeah, you do.
I think that just shows how brilliant you guys are. There is stuff this shit to get done. Yeah. Versus it's all fun and games. During that workshop, the guys at Davika were showing me through their concepts on how to gamify the training, because the last thing you want is to be able to watch something that's boring as back crap, you know, just sitting there watching a video talk at you. Now these guys are going to create like avatars. They're showing me profiles that kids can make, and you can create your own skins and different profiles to be able to make sure it's fun along the journey. Couldn't believe how much goes into a good app. This is so exciting. Woo! Is that me with a man bun? It could be. I used to have one. Sorry, keep going. Because one of the reasons why we started an app is so that it's not limited to one person. So many people in my industry, they're really good presenters, they've got a good message, but they get old. You can only book them for 40 weeks of the year. So an app is like the most ultimate way to be able to put everything from collection of people into something that can be accessed by everybody. But it costs a lot, it takes a lot of effort. You're basically God creating a world which has laws and text and code and all that around it to be able to sustain a lot of people using it once. I can't explain how overwhelmed I was just them seeing this idea that I just once had in my head be shown as a full game on an app that can be used by millions of people. So we're gonna go see my mate Shane. I think he's absolutely flat out because he's opened this new chicken shop, but we're gonna see him at his burger shop and it should be delicious. Let's go. One of the best examples of actually breaking down a big idea into smaller pieces is actually this. Your mouth can't fit a steak in it. Like, you'll die, you'll choke if you try and fit it all at once. We have to learn the skill as kids to be able to cut our meat and our vegetables into tiny mouthful pieces, which we don't complain about anymore. We just know that if we don't do it, we end up dying. And that's exactly what happens to overthinkers. You're looking at your meals, if you're meant to do the whole thing, it's too big to fit in your goddamn mouth. When really you need to cut the thing into little pieces and then obey what you can do at once. I've become more of an overthinker as I got older. I used to be a big doer without thinking. I used to just dive into an idea, not think about the cost, not thinking about the time. I just figure it out on the go. It's like jumping out of an airplane and assembling the parachute as I felt. That doesn't work either because you can die that way as well. So I'm using death a lot, but really it is that, like, you've got to, some things you don't die from, you're just overthinking it, you're just being a bit cray about it. And some things you actually will die from if you don't look both ways before you cross the road. No one really knows this, but before we did the app, before the TED Talk, before all the fancy stuff, I was in local high schools for over 10 years. And I've been to Mount Druitt, right to Lightning Ridge, right up to Darwin and Alice Springs schools, to regional to cities. And I've seen firsthand what it's like in the trenches with working with welfare coordinators and schools. Plus I had a youth center with hundreds of kids we used to help every week. The feedback I'd get from all that informed me. Being a doer means you get insight because you're inside something which you only get information about, which looks invisible to everyone outside of what you're in. And with that insight and information you get from doing, is able to inform you of like, wow, what are the limitations? And the most biggest crime for me would be just leaving social kung fu to just me, just being limited to me and me getting old and becoming Mr. Miyagi and not thinking about how this message could be, how it can impact more people beyond one person. And that's the big dilemma. Doers get to a point where you actually do the seminar, you're actually seeing impact, and you feel really great about it. And that's just phase one. Phase two is, how do I duplicate myself, or what kind of vehicle do I need to create to be able to get more people to come along the bus in, to be able to get them to feel what we feel and see what we see. And that's why it's never a overnight thing. It's always a year by year. Sometimes it's a 3-year thing. Sometimes it's a 5-year thing, because you're figuring out and you're learning, wow, I could raise money to be able to do that. Or I need lots of this. I need a brain here that I don't have the information for. There's so many things you don't know in advance of the thing that you want to do. You're limited to it. There's no roadmap necessarily for your journey, and that's why all the rewards belong to the people who take action. People who took action are the ones who have everything good in life. They have the girl, they have the car, they have the business, they have the health, because they took bloody action. They didn't just think it into life. They followed a thought, they had a vision, and they acted on it. But you gotta do it in sequences, and you gotta be easy on yourself, because I didn't realize that it would take this long, cost this much money, but it's all worth it, because I can see how much it's going to change the world.